get to the offensive rebounds to stop the fast-breaking ability of the Lakers.
And the Lakers control the opening tip. Magic Johnson, who's had a fantastic year, starts it with the alley-oop to Jabbar.
Well, Kareem has had great games against Portland, and Michael Thompson is giving him an awful lot of inches to begin with. Michael being really a big forward who's trying to get the job done at center. But Kareem has been devastating against them and enabling the Lakers to run away from Portland in the last 3 games.
Look how fast the Lakers bring that ball down court. Pat Riley was telling us last night, if they don't fast break 60 times a game, they're really not doing their job. Rambis missing the shot.
Well, that was kind of a forced shot. Not a good percentage. It is a beautiful pass. Now, one thing we have to be watching out with Portland is that Portland will run the ball right back at you, but they're a little bit more disciplined in regards to running a set offense at the opposite end of the court.
Norm Nixon working in the backcourt with Magic Johnson, and of course they're getting a lot of minutes with the injury problems. Jabbar missing the easy left-handed shot. Johnson misses the follow, and the Blazers come up with it. Ramsey down court quickly. Pass to Paxson.
There it is. See, this is something which a lot of people, they look at Portland and they say they're not really a quick ball club. They're not, except for when they can shoot extremely well on the break.
Nixon from way outside missing. Good outlet pass from Calvin Nat down to Paxson. Excellent move on Jabbar. Tries to put it up with the left hand, but intimidated a bit, and Johnson brings it back the other way to Wilkes.
That's the Lakers at their best. Jack knows that he must try to slow the pace down every opportunity that he can to try to get it into that half-court game, make the Lakers set up so he can double-team Kareem as much as possible.
Ramsey missed one game with an ankle problem, was less than full efficiency the other night, still at 21 points, and he starts it off with a jumper there.
Well, the young man is having a real great season, not only from a scoring standpoint, where he's averaging 16 points a game, but he's just shooting extremely well under pressure.
And he's up in the top 10 in assists as well. Here he comes again. Calvin Ramsey, former Ohio Stater, to Calvin Nat. Nat couldn't hold it. Saves it from going out of bounds, and Jabbar winds up with it. Nixon on the fly. Rambis with the tip in. Jabbar with the next one.
Well, the big fellow was right there. And there's a great steal by Rambis in the backcourt. Never saw him.
Magic misses the shot.
Well, the degree of difficulty on that one was very, very high, but it was a beautiful move by Magic Johnson.
Looked pretty. 6-6 the score here in the early going. The Portland Trail Blazers needing a win desperately to keep their playoff hopes alive. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Problems winning at home, of all things. Ramsey on the drive.
What we'll be seeing today is that the LA Lakers, when they get in a half-court game, are more one-on-one conscious. Their offensive patterns basically will only go 1 or 2 passes. But on the other end of the floor, the Blazers are more patterned, trying to take advantage of the fact that they do not have great talent.
Offensive foul called against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His first of the game, indeed the first foul of the game. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the opening period. The Blazers lead it by a score of 8-6. Portland started out strong this year. They won their first 7 games. And a string in which they lost 7 of 8. Thompson intimidated.
And that was a great block by Kareem. Kareem being right there, number 3 in the league in block shot.
Once again, Jamal Wilkes coming up with a basket for the Los Angeles Lakers. Paxson, they get it down quick.
Well, this is where Portland will surprise you. Portland is the type of a team that cannot intimidate you at the defensive end of the floor. But they are an outstanding shooting ball club. They are 4th in the league in total shooting percentage, shooting 51%.
They keep that pace going, and that would be a club record on the year. Paxson can't believe it.
Well, that time Paxson got picked off. He fought his way through the screen. What he was yelling about was, he asked Wally Rooney, the referee, he thought that he was held rather than him getting a foul. But a lot of times when you're in traffic there, it's always the second thing that you see, not the first move.
Wally Rooney and Lee Jones are the officials today. Wilkes inside to Rambis. Nat snares the rebound. There's Ramsey looking on, veteran coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. His teams have made the playoffs the last 8 years. Gross hooks it in.
Well, that was a beautiful change of direction. What they're trying to do is keep Kareem out of the middle as much as possible, with Thompson playing high, and then they're backdooring everybody to the hole. That was a great ball right there by Wally Rooney. That was a real solid post-up, but a wipeout move. Pat Riley is a little a little bit perturbed with that call, but we had a good angle on that, and that was an excellent call by the official.
Second team foul against the Los Angeles Lakers, who trailed 12-8 as Portland has started off hot. Don't forget, Seattle just 2.5 games behind the Lakers. They've got to fight for their lives to keep that division lead, which means so much in the playoffs in terms of home team advantage.
Right now, the game plan for Portland has been beautiful. They're really doing an excellent job because anytime you play a team with as much talent as the Lakers, you must get easy baskets. And so far, so good.
Magic Johnson from 23 feet fails. Rambis muscling underneath. Nice fake. Gets it. Basket counts. He's fouled.
Well, the Kurt Rambis story is really an interesting one. Here's a young man who, out of Santa Clara, who got cut from the New York Knickerbockers, played over in Greece, and here he is right here, just showing why the Lakers love him so much. He's an extremely hard worker, a real powerful young man. You know, he gives you that Clark Kent appearance a little bit, Frank, with the glasses, except the kid really is a tough hombre under the boards. And with everyone double-teaming Kareem, if the big forward is a guy who will be active and not afraid of taking the hits, then you're going to be all right.
Thompson with the jumper from the free throw line.
Well, that was the first time that the Lakers have shown a half-court trap. But in the offensive set, Portland moved the ball extremely well. Portland is a very intelligent passing team.
Portland up by 3. Skyhook by Jabbar. Cuts it to 1. That's his third basket.
Well, before the game, Jack Ramsey is very concerned about Kareem. He said that they'll try to double and triple team Kareem as much as possible.
Thompson with a hard hook off the boards. Calvin Nat tried to get the rebound, and Kareem came down on top of him.
Communicate to our ball club whereby everybody is within the huddle.
The crowd is not terribly live here in Los Angeles. I guess that's a personality of the city, but you don't get that roaring crowd here you get other places.
No, they're laid back. They appreciate their game, though. There we just had a beautiful baseline pick that time and a double screen for Jimmy Paxson. We'll see an awful lot of that as this ball game carries on.
Magic gets it down quickly. It's a lot different team under Pat Riley, isn't it?
Well, you know, they're more freelance. What they're doing is they do run set plays in that, but they are allowed to break the patterns.
Ramsey with the pull-up jumper. Cuts the cords for 2.
Well, this young man is really going to be an exciting guard for many years to come in this league. Not only is he an excellent point guard who can run the team, but he's so dangerous out to 22 to 23 feet.
Just in his second year in the league, All-American from Ohio State. They get it inside to the big man, and Jabbar.
Well, you see, right there is a perfect example of the problem that they're going to have with Kareem. Michael Thompson just doesn't have the beef enough to keep him out of there.
Thompson short on the jumper, and the Lakers roar down the court. Well, they run that fast break at times like their shorts are on fire.
Well, they're going to run whether they get it off a miss or a steal or even after a score. They're constantly coming at you.
Good pass by Rambis inside, and Magic gets the 2.
Well, Magic Johnson is the #1 percentage shooting guard in the league, and that's one of the reasons. Because he's going to be on the offensive boards, and he's going to be posting up the opposing guard.
That's Ramsey's 4th basket. 18-17. Blazers by 1. With 5 minutes left to play in the opening period here at the Forum in Los Angeles. Just a couple of weeks left in the regular season. Every game means a lot. At this point, the team's in playoff possession.
That was a beautiful pick and roll. Right here we have Michael Cooper, a key to this ball club. He's one of the top reserves in the league in scoring, averaging 12.3 off the bench. They miss his quickness in the backcourt because without him available, without Eddie Jordan, let's face it, Magic Johnson and Norm Nixon are getting in too many minutes, 40 to 44 minutes a night.
Cooper's had a groin pull, missed the last 2 games. They thought maybe he'd be ready to go today. Maybe we'll see a little bit of him. We don't know. He warmed up before the game, and it was still questionable. Gross on the outside to Calvin Nat.
Well, that's the one matchup today that I feel we must zero in on because Calvin Nat can take Kurt Rambis off the dribble. Not only can he post him up in a low hull, but he can face the basket and take him to the hoop. Now, Rambis is a tough kid, what we call a courageous warrior out there. He's a tough monkey, and he's going to get on the board, except for one thing. Calvin Nat is a very powerful guy with 100 moves down inside of that dotted line area.
Score tied at 20 as Rambis grabbed the free throw. That trade with Nat Maurice is looking pretty good for Portland, don't you think?
Well, it's looking real good for Portland, except for one thing, you know. They also had to give away 2 first-round draft picks. So
Well,
New
that's
Jersey
right, yeah.
not only picks up Maurice Lucas, but they also picked up 2 first-round picks. That was a beautiful pass. That was a beautiful pass at the last second of the jump. The greatest who ever played the game, and that was Rick Barry in the old days at Golden State. He'd take it to the maximum and then hit the guy running without the ball. And Jimmy Paxson is one of the best movers without the ball in his league.
Fans aren't booing. They're yelling for Michael Cooper, who looks like he's about to come into the ball game. Lakers miss another shot. And the Trailblazers get it down quickly. Good pass to Nat from Ramsey. Gets it off to Paxson, who can't hold it. Magic Johnson, Wilkes on the break. He's fouled by Ramsey. That should be a 2-shot foul.
That's a good call by Wally. Good call by Wally Rooney, because in this break right here, you can see Wilkes, he doesn't actually get ahead of the man. Wally is saying that he got him from way outside. He called the 2-shot, and he is not giving him the continuation. Pat Riley is all over Wally right now because he wants the continuation to the basket. But I thought Wally was very strong in his call. He got it way outside, about 18 to 20 feet away from the hole. But a smart move by Jamal. A lot of young players in the league probably would have stopped or maybe not put it up there. But Jamal continued. Some nights you get it, some nights you don't.
What is it now? You're on the air and you're saying nice things about officials?
Well, I tell you, I took care of too many of their parties at the end of the year. I not only supplied the food, some years I even flew them in, Frank.
Plane tickets and all.
That's right.
22 to 20, Blazers lead it. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to play. Opening period here at the Forum. Ramsey trying to force that shot a little bit, but Nixon fouled him anyway.
Well, what we can see in this early game plan is that Jack Ramsey feels that Portland Trailblazers can play 2-man basketball on the strong side. Now, that's the third pick and roll where they've used Ramsey in a center situation, making Kareem come out and play Thompson at the top of the circle, and then Ramsey, who is extremely good, rubbing his man off. And Nixon is having an awful lot of trouble playing him.
What do you mean, rubbing his man off?
Rubbing his man off. What he's trying to do is lose him on that pick. Like we say in the schoolyard. That's right. Go shoulder to shoulder and knock that guard off.
All right, inside it comes, and Wilkes with a silky move to the basket. One of his trademarks. He gets the quietest 20 points in the league, doesn't he, every night?
Well, you know what was nice about that? He knifed through there, Frank, and it was so effortless and gliding. And you're right. The term silk is a very appropriate nickname.
Cooper is in the ball game right now. You notice number 21 for the Lakers. Shot is short from the corner by Paxson. Knocked out of bounds by the Portland Trailblazers. And Los Angeles.
About him is he comes to work every day and he gives you his dollar.
Pat Riley was telling us last night he played against Kareem in high school and said he shoots the skyhook exactly the same way now as he did then, which was 18, 19 years ago. Nixon with the jumper as we get a whistle. Ramsey on the foul.
You know, this is the second time now on a shot when Nixon has gone up on the shot that Ramsey has reached in and gotten a piece of him. Right here we have the 2 injured fellas. Eddie Jordan, who will definitely have the cast on for a week, and Mitch Kupchak, who looks like he's going to be out for the season. You know, I'm kind of interested in the way that Ramsey is trying to play Nixon. He's trying to put the pressure on him, but
this year it's going to be a strange feeling for him.
Well,
home in April.
I tell you what, Frank, Dr. Jack is one of the best. He recorded a 600 win this year, and he's only the 3rd guy in the history of the NBA to do that. I think that's quite a compliment.
Lakers by 1, 24 to 23. It's been seesaw most of the way. Good pass. Gross to Billy Ray Bates.
See, that's the second time that the Lakers have gone into that half-court trap at about 25 feet, and it's the second time that Portland has had the patience to reverse the ball and get the mismatch.
Magic playing the pivot inside to Nixon. Nixon tries to ram it off the window. It doesn't work. And Michael Thompson gets the rebound. Now, there's a guy who plays a lot of minutes.
Well, there isn't the depth there right now with Kunert going on that injured list.
Oh, beautiful pass to Bates. Bates gets his second hoop.
That was a great catch, Frank. You know, in football, everybody would be applauding the catch that time. But he made a great catch in traffic underneath the board and then used a reverse layup. They need Billy Ray Bates down the stretch. He's got to give it to them.
McAdoo missing. Cooper gets the rebound. He can go up with the best of them. He misses, and Nat gets the next one. Bates has not had, well, a good month or two here. He's been kind of a slump.
Well, he is. In the last 13 games, he's only shooting 36% from the floor. Now, down a stretch here now. They need his points. They need his excitement coming off the bench, the electricity for the rest of the club.
He's that type of player. 27-24 Blazers. Johnson on the drive, fouled by Gross.
Well, that's a shooting foul. They're over the penalty right now. Gross thought he had pretty good position, but he definitely did not take away the driving lane of Magic. And, an awful lot of players watch Magic Johnson and they say, you know, he's not really blazing quick, Frank, but he has that jerky gait.
Kind of almost a lope down court.
That's right. And then all of a sudden, when he puts you into a coma, like he looks like he's not going anywhere, then he makes that quick step and big dribble. He pushes that ball way out in front of him, and he gets a half a step on
He
his
has
man.
not scored that well lately. Had only 10 points the other night against Phoenix.
Well, with this ball club, you know, there's certain guys who can have slumps that really doesn't affect the club. That was a beautiful move by Gross to the hole. What I don't like early in this ball game from the Lakers' standpoint is I can honestly see why in the last 7 games the teams are shooting over 50% against them. They don't have the overall rotation, and when a man gets beat off the dribble, I don't see 1 or 2 guys coming to pick him up.
Brewer on the drive. Gross, good outlet pass, gets it down to Bates, one-on-one with Michael Cooper. And they get Bates on the charge.
Well, that was a beautiful defensive effort by Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper is the type of guy that gives you all the intangibles, Frank. Not only does he play the great defense right here, the young man wants to be on the all-defensive team every year. He works at it. But when you are also the leading shot-blocking guard in the league, now you are an intimidator in 2 factors, not only because of defensive position, but also because you block shots.
Thompson fouling McAdoo. We've got 25 seconds left in the quarter, with the Blazers leading the Lakers 29-26 as they fight for their lives. McAdoo, of course, has an MVP trophy. He's got 3 scoring titles, but never played on a really winning team.
Well, when he was in Buffalo and Jack Ramsey was the coach there, 3 years in a row, after being an expansion franchise and losing for a while, when Jack Ramsey went there and Bob McAdoo joined the ball club, that's when he led the league in scoring 3 consecutive years. They were always eliminated by Boston in the 2nd round, and the series used to be terrific, usually 5 and 6 games. So, you know, the young man is, he wants to get back and prove that he still has that scoring ability.
Calvin Nat has been very quiet here in the first quarter, gets his first, or rather his 2nd basket of the game. Makes it 31-28, Blazers down to 5 seconds. Johnson on the drive, 2 points.
There's a bad pass. Bad pass on every single time. Well, I think that if we stay at this pace, Frank, it definitely favors the Lakers.
Well, a
because
depth
of the
thing, right.
Right, the depth factor.
Of course, the Blazers lost Kermit Washington, who retired unexpectedly at midseason. That really hurt him, too, didn't it?
Well, then also with the Kevin Cooner going on the injured list last week, they really don't have the muscle once they take Michael Thompson out of there, or Calvin Nett.
They did pick up a center, Carl Bailey, but he hasn't played. How about that? Nat putting a move on Brewer and leaving him behind.
See, it's like we said earlier on the top. The young man has an awful lot of moves, and he is playing his best year. He's a strong individual. You got to play him for the jumper because he can hit that 15 to 17 footer.
He had a little weight problem, didn't he, a year ago?
Well, he did a year ago, but he also had... Well, when you're in L.A., they say you got to do something flashy.
Oh.
And that definitely was a beautiful back pick on Michael Cooper's man, and that ball was there, on the money.
You talk about playing above the rim. I believe he went up a little. Bates trying to bounce it off one of the Lakers out of bounds. We'll take a look at it shortly. Bates on the drive, gets the basket. Take a look at that again. Alley-oop here.
Here it is. It's coming off of a back pick. Here comes Michael Cooper coming in here right now, and just a slam dunk, a one-handed catch. One-handed catch in traffic, which even magnifies it.
35-32. Blazers still leading by 3. Good pass. Nixon to McAdoo. Trying to stretch out a little bit too far underneath.
Well, that was a beautiful pick and roll. This is a great pass by Nixon. Now,
Blazers take it down. Gross scoring.
with this group on the floor, Darnell Valentine, for a rookie, is having an outstanding year. This group is a quicker group than the first unit. When you have Bates and Valentine in the backcourt, they're explosive, and we'll see them pushing the ball hard.
Johnson playing with his back to the basket after the shot deflected on him. Misses the rebound shot. And here come the Blazers. Gross to Thompson. And Thompson stuffs it. Gross, of course, the only member of the 1977 World Championship team. Still at Portland. And then our rebound feature with Jim Pollard, one of the great old Minneapolis Lakers from days gone by. 39-32. Blazers with their biggest lead. Wilkes hitting from outside. Now, Wilkes has come into the game for Norm Nixon.
Well, what we have here is Cooper's in the backcourt with Magic Johnson. So the problem with this group is that Magic is always going to the offensive court. So consequently, right now, we have Portland 7 for 9 on fast break baskets. And if they're going to stay in this game, they must get the easy hoop. And so far, they've been able to do that because they're catching the Laker guards inside of the foul line area, allowing things to develop at the opposite end of the floor.
LA's game is the fast break, so you see what Portland's been doing to him. And foul, by the way, on Michael Thompson, his second. Lakers having a tough time trying to buy a basket, but they maintain possession. Jabbar outside to Magic Johnson, loops it into the big man. And Kareem with the skyhook.
Well, the big fella, he bails you out. Magic tried to force 2 passes through there that time. He tried to go over the top of the defensive man, and if you're really going to try to get it into the post man when he's being overplayed from the side, you should always try to bounce it in there.
Brewer deflects it out of bounds. Do they look for Kareem too much, you think?
Well, you can never say too much. I always think that when you got a great player like Kareem in the hall, when you come down the floor, you should look to him at least once every 3 times down the floor to keep him where he's going to rebound, shot block, and know that he's a part of the offense.
Thompson's hook shot running out, and here come the Lakers who have trimmed the 7-point lead down to 3. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Inside. Jabbar waiting for the heavy traffic to clear, and then going up with the left hand.
See, there's nothing that Michael Thompson can do there. What he's trying to do is to put the pressure on Kareem so that he doesn't go for the skyhook. But Kareem has come back twice now to his left. Now people say, well, gee whiz, you know, Kareem really doesn't have his hand on the ball. When you teach young players, when they make their hook shot move, they should have 2 hands on the ball, so if they get bumped, they don't lose control. But with Kareem, you're dealing with an individual who has a very, very big hand, and that ball is like a little pineapple in there, or a little bit of a baseball. Now, he has surprised Michael Thompson by coming back into the middle on him. 2 good, strong moves.
You saw Peter Goodmanson coming into the game for the Portland Trailblazers. He's 7'2", a rookie, and that's the 3rd foul on Michael Thompson. Jabbar hitting both ends from the free throw line gives him 12 points here in the first half, but it's a 1-point game. Darnell Valentine, All-American at Kansas. Trailblazers had 2 number 1 picks last year. Valentine was the second. The first was Jeff Lamp from Virginia. Hasn't seen that much action this season. Bates trying to slam it off the last net. Missing on the follow, and a foul called underneath.
Well, that was only the 2nd offensive rebound by Portland in this game. Now, I admit, they're off to a roaring start. In the first quarter, they shot 64% from the floor. Now, for our fans right now, here's Bobby Gross coming into the game, who helped the fact that they shot 64 by getting 5 big assists. But we have 2 of the best shooting teams in the league. LA's the 3rd best shooting team, and Portland is the 4th highest percentage shooting team in the NBA.
Cooper looking for some help. Goodmanson trying to hang on. Goodmanson is from Iceland. Outside, Jamal Wilkes.
Well, we saw the
double
game plan. Yeah, we saw the game plan, Frank. You know, they want to double team Kareem. The only trouble is that spot's up. All you have to do is spot up, and you know Kareem, he'll always give the ball back out to the free people.
Lakers from 7 down, go up 1. What a play there. Left-handed by Jim Paxson into the hoop. You just don't realize what great athletes you're watching out here. They make it look so easy.
Well, this young man is having a sensational year.
Switch it out!
The coaching staff is in love with him. He's just one of those great people who gets the job done under pressure.
Wilkes answers with a bucket, gives him 12.
Well, Zook is rolling right now. Bobby Gross has got his hands full. Right now, both small forwards are doing a great job.
Ball on the floor. Gross trying to come up with it, and Magic does. 2-on-2 break. Johnson trying to pass it to Cooper, who slips and falls.
That was a great defensive job by Goodmanson that time. Oh, yes!
Whoa.
Yes, indeed!
Bob Gross with a flying left-handed slam. That's a in-your-face disgrace time.
Well, I want to tell you, when you take it in like that and go over the top of Kareem, and you're only 6'5", and you do it switching hands, that's a move.
Just one spectacular play after the other. Wilkes driving the lane. Will it go? No. They called it for the charge.
You know, we can't emphasize enough. That's the charge. Well, he's doing a real fine job, but Bobby Gross is doing an excellent job in delivering the passes now to Ramsey.
Lost control of it that time.
Well, he was intimidated by Kareem, who came across on the rotation. But, you know, you have to like what Pat Riley's going to do right now. You can see that Riley's trying to even upbeat the tempo even more than what it is by putting defensive pressure at three-quarter court and half court on Portland, hoping to wear them down as this ball game progresses.
Looks it inside to Jabbar, tried to get it back to Silver Wilkes, and he got it.
That was a beautiful drop pass by Kareem. Kareem is excellent in feeding people who cut on the baseline, but you got to give Silk a lot of credit. That was a beautiful catch in traffic, and with his back to the basket, used beautiful reverse English on the ball.
You know, he does have good hands in football. He'd be an excellent wide receiver, I'm sure. Paxson batting it around underneath. Bates comes up with the loose ball. Nice feed to Paxson, who had the open shot, and he thereby supplied the screen for him.
Yes, it was, but here they come. The Lakers came right back at him hard. That time on the initial shot, Billy Ray Bates was looking for a call, but the referee said, you know, he got the hand, but he also got piece of the ball.
Rambis, who's back into the game, to Wilkes in the corner. Wilkes has been hitting everything, finally missed one. Goodmanson at 7-2 clears the glass for the Portland Trail Blazers. Bates getting it down. You know, we talk about intimidation with the Lakers and Jabbar intimidating people. Something Portland really doesn't have is somebody to intimidate, do they?
No, they really don't. They're one of the lowest teams in the league in shot clock.
See what the call
That
is.
time right now, what we had was Lee Jones had a call. Wally Rooney called a double dribble. A double dribble. And Lee Jones had a call before Wally Rooney's double dribble call. He had a foul on the side. Consequently, it was good that Wally allowed him to take him off the ball. Now
Bates
there
going
is
in
what
for
we
the slam.
need. Jack Ramsey before talking to us, Frank, he said, we've got to get it from Billy Ray Bates. That was a Billy Ray Bates move of last year. In traffic, strong animalistic move to the board where no one is going to stop him because the young man really has incredible physical strength.
Foul was on Rambis. You know, if they get to the playoffs, so Bates has shown the last couple of years he can just about carry him himself. He's got an unbelievable playoff average, something over 26, 27 points a game.
Well, you know what's interesting in this game? Portland is the worst free throw shooting team in the league. They're only shooting 70% from the line, and it's interesting to date because they've made everyone but one up to date.
Foul is called on number 40, Goodmanson, the 7'2" rookie.
Well, here we have Kareem posting up, using his offhand to get Goodmanson out of there. There's your double team. Ramsey said that he will double team them at every chance, but we had the grab by Goodmanson.
What a job for Goodmanson, who, as we said, is a rookie, was a draft pick, not a high pick.
There's that baseline. There's that baseline move. See, the Lakers are excellent. Very few teams in basketball, when they throw into a pivot man, cut the guy on the baseline side. What they usually do is they'll run a split to keep the defensive players honest. But every time that ball goes into Kareem, they cut the man on the baseline side to clear him out of there so that he cannot double team Kareem. That was beautiful, and once again, the unselfishness of the big fella gets the pass to Silk, and he's up in there in traffic, and he is having some half right now.
Wilkes with 15 points right now here in the first half. Funny over-the-shoulder free throw shooting style, very successful after missing the first two. 4 minutes, 55 seconds left in the half. Blazers lead it by 1. Started to talk about Goodmanson. He played at the University of Washington, left after his junior year, and then played out of the country. Fast break. Good pass to Wilkes, and that's an easy two.
Well, that's Wilkes' fourth fast break field goal in this game. Now, that's not Bobby Gross's fault. Bobby Gross has got to get back on the boards and help out because they need everyone to help on the boards. When that shot is going up, what is happening is that Wilkes is taking off.
Verhoeven hits his first bucket of the game, another rookie for the Trailblazers. With Portland, you've got a lot of youngsters going against a very experienced team here.
That's right, and the Portland guards must see that they've got to get back quick to help the forward out in that situation. Now, I know Coach Ramsey has brought it up before the game and in his timeouts. We cannot give Wilkes the open floor transition basket.
He's killing them. He's got 18 points.
You know about Wilkes right now, Frank. Since the All-Star game, Wilkes is shooting 54% from the floor. That's a staggering stat for a small forward.
Nixon on the pull-up. The Jabbar. Magic Johnson is back in the game for the Lakers. Nixon on the drive. Lays it in with the left hand.
Well, Portland is a little bit discouraged with themselves that time because they're a good team defensive position ball club, and nobody rotated and picked them up. They rotated a half a step, but not enough.
Goodmanson was trying to work the alley-oop to Bates for a second.
Ah, yes.
I don't think that was planned that way, do you?
No, it wasn't, but you got to give Billy Bates credit because he saw Kareem coming. He took it up and made Kareem commit, and he gave it off to the big fella.
51-50. The Blazers lead it with 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Belongs to Los Angeles.
Good hands that time by Bobby Gross. Magic Johnson on the trap. The first pass came to Magic. He didn't have a pass, and he rotated the ball for the second pass.
Johnson with the open shot. And Magic follows, gets his rebound, puts it in. That's the way you coach it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Follow your shot.
That athletic talent helps out a little bit,
certainly.
Frank.
Lakers in front by 1. 52-51. Goodmanson. That's like swapping flies, isn't it?
Well, the big fella, that's the second block in the ball game. You know, they get accustomed to Kareem erasing a lot of mistakes. But here, the young man gives a great move here right now, and he thinks he's home free. The only trouble is the big fella recovers and gets it right at the maximum.
52-51. Lakers back.
His ball club is giving him maximum potential.
Now, Portland's not supposed to out-rebound Los Angeles. They're 2 up on them right now.
Well, that's why they're out on the break, and they're doing an excellent job. Now, will this end in quarter 3 or quarter 4? That's the big question.
Paxson missing from the corner, and Magic Johnson gets it off the glass. Looking down court to Nixon. Wilkes with the open shot, and Silk gets another. 20 points for that young man here in the first half.
He's murder on the break, whether he's on the initial move or he runs that trailer right into the top of the circle foul line area. Pass.
Not bad at all.
Yes, indeed. That was a great wrap around behind the back pass. He caught everyone by surprise.
Hey, Goodmanson is no stiff.
No, I'll tell you something. Listen, his senior year, he spent it playing in Iceland. An awful lot of teams did not know about him, and you got to give Portland credit. They found him. That's the great thing about the pros. When you find talent like that.
Nixon on the drive.
That was a great drive. Jack Ramsey wanted to charge that time, but you know, it's almost the unwritten rule in the NBA, Frank. You can never get a charge if you're underneath the basket. The referees will never give it to you.
Well, after that great pass a moment ago, he throws one away, does Mr. Goodmanson. Calvin Ramsey coming back into the game, replacing Billy Ray Bates.
Well, I thought Bates gave his ball club a real shot in the arm. The only trouble is right now, Portland must be careful. In this last 2 minutes of play, they cannot let the Lakers get out to a 7-8 point lead.
Jabbar with the turnaround jumper from 15. Kareem with his 6th basket of the first half. He's got 14. 5-point lead now for the Lakers, who were down in the first period by 7. Turnovers obviously have hurt Portland. Thompson. He was surprised as anybody else. He was out alone. I thought he expected to get hammered.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful pass.
Nixon. The Lakers are on a roll.
See, this is what you have to watch out for. We just had a tie game less than about 40 seconds ago. Right now, Lakers are up 7.
Goodmanson with the turnaround missing. Nance scrambling with Johnson for the rebound. Now let's see which way the foul goes. Loose ball foul. Magic says on me. That's going to be on Nat, I believe.
Yes, it is. It's on Calvin Nat. And it's the penalty which magnifies the situation. It's just like we said now, Frank. With 1:56 to go, we said they cannot allow them to go bim, bam, bam. And that's what has happened. They miss the layup. Thompson misses the layup. Goodmanson misses the baby jump shot. And the next thing you know, here the Lakers are now. That's their 5th consecutive point with 6 possibly coming up.
9 points for Johnson in the first half as Cooper comes into the game, replacing Rambis with 1:12 left to play in the half. Don't forget our halftime features, including one on Ralph Sampson, whether or not he'll wind up being a Los Angeles Laker.
You know what's interesting about these teams? They are the 3rd and 4th best shooting teams in the league. But on the foul line, Portland is last in the league at 70%, and the Lakers are 21st in the league with 72%.
Again, the Lakers on the break. Here's Wilkes. This will be 22 in the first half.
Well, that's the first trap turnover right there. They would let the game go to the half. But Ramsey's been in the business a long, long time. Here comes the trap again.
Ramsey gets it off to Paxson. Ramsey from outside. He hit early, but has been quiet recently. That's his first basket in quite some time. He has 11 points in the first half.
Well, that's their 4th score against that trap in 5 opportunities.
LA had a string there of 31-14 in which they outscored Portland, coming from 7 down to take the lead by 10. Jabbar has it slapped out of his hands by Michael Thompson. Good pass underneath to Johnson. Jabbar. This is the 20-footer. And Cooper retains the rebound. LA controlling the boards now.
Well, they'll back it out now. Right now, we only have 10 seconds for the quarter. Here comes the last shot opportunity. Now, pick and roll with the big fella.
A real ICBM from the corner by Wilkes. The desperation shot by Gross as the half ends. Our halftime features. We'll be back at the Forum in Los Angeles shortly.
Field goals on the fast break. Now, for all our fans out there, you must understand that when that shot is going up, Bobby Gross, who is playing Wilkes, is going to the defensive board, and Wilkes is releasing. So anytime that the Lakers get a quick rebound and out, they have a mismatch in the open floor. It's unfair to Bobby Gross to say, hey, your man has 22 points. The guards on Portland must get back and stop Wilkes in the transition game.
Now there's a guy who's got to get into a game a little bit more. Calvin Nett, who was rather quiet in the first half. That's 8 points for him. And Portland starts out with a bucket and narrows it to 6. It's 63-57.
Well, they've got to get a big offensive game here from Ramsey, Nat, and Michael Thompson. There's a great double-team steal. And good call by the referee. Kareem, you know, the old veteran says, listen, they just had a 2-on-0 fast break going the other way off of that steal. I'm fouling in the backcourt. No more 2-shot foul in the backcourt. Take it out on the side.
3 fouls on Kareem. Nett underneath, taking the lob pass and getting his second bucket.
Well, see, Kurt Rambis insists on playing Calvin Nett on the top side. He keeps running him, and that lob pass is there. So I look to Portland to take advantage of that.
Magic Johnson on the outside for the Los Angeles Lakers, along with Norm Nixon. Lakers have been up by 10. Portland's been up by 7. Rambis missing. He's having trouble today finding the basket. His role is not that of a shooter. Ramsey down quickly. Little move on Johnson. Doesn't work. Magic coming back the other way. Flying past Paxson. Dishes it off to Nixon.
That was a beautiful move. Beautiful move, all created by the talents of Magic Johnson in the open floor. Right now, Jack Ramsey has just been hit with a technical foul. And I know what the reason is because when Ramsey went to the basket strong on that last play, you know, the Portland bench honestly thought that he got fouled. And I'll tell you, Jack right now is kind of pushing the referee. Jack is very, very violent about this right now. So it initiated the fast break at the opposite end of the floor, and this beautiful move by Nixon.
And we get a whistle and the foul called out of the other end, and Ramsey, as you can see, is really hot. Jack Ramsey, the veteran coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, working the officials a little bit at this point.
Well, what he's trying to do is he's trying to prevent Lakers getting off to a very quick start. I can sympathize with Ramsey right now. He wanted the foul. He wanted the bump.
Action just in time to see Thompson take a nice pass from Ramsey.
Well, that time Kareem stepped up to double team, and Michael Thompson did, which all small pros should. Anytime your man double teams, backdoor.
Rambis on the follow from Kareem. Nett arguing underneath. Johnson pointing at Nat. Here's a pass inside to Jabbar. As you look at it again, see who the foul's on here. They're pointing at each other.
There's a triple team and a forced shot by Kareem. Right there. Portland wanted over the back. Here's a great 3-on-1. Let's see what happens.
Michael Thompson with the two-pointer. Chris Thompson's been doing a great job for him this year in all aspects of the game. But is he a true center in your opinion?
No, he's not. You know, what people forget is his first year, he was a small forward. There's a real strong second effort by Kareem on that offensive rebound. There they are, coming right back at you.
Doesn't take long, does it?
No, they're excellent in the transition game after a score because of the good court savvy of Ramsey and Paxson.
Johnson, top of the free throw circle, off to Nixon. Nixon from the corner. And Nat with the rebound.
Uncontested. Ramsey get it.
Tell you something, friends. We got a one-point game here. Lakers 68, Blazers 67. And Wilkes rolls to the other end of the court. 24.
Right
for
now,
Jamal Wilkes.
Dr. Jack is saying, slow it down. Will you please slow it down, or we're going to have to change sneakers this
Well,
quarter.
you're going to give me a heart attack. What? Huh? 70-67 inside. Calvin Nat has it stripped from him.
Well, that was stripped by a good double team by Silk Wilkes. That was beautiful because Ramlis was definitely beaten.
Again, Wilkes. Yet another hoop. His 12th basket of the game. 26 points for Wilkes. And we're still not to the midway mark of the third period.
Well, 8 of his 12 field goals have come inside of 3 feet of the basket. The man is moving beautifully without the ball tonight.
Paxson from deep in the corner. Nat going up strong for that board. Gets the follow shot, fails to hit it. And Rambis pushing Gross out of the way. Rambis gets the call. Of course, Rambis, being a relative unknown, he doesn't get many calls from officials. You can see what happens. The Lakers are unbeaten in his career when he's gone over 30. His career high, regular season, 36. Against Atlanta earlier this year, his career high, postseason, 37. So he keeps going like he is. He may leave that behind.
Oh, another interesting stat about Silk is the fact that he and Norm Nixon have started every single game of this season. That's a little Iron Man stunt. Everyone looks at Wilkes and says, you know, he's really not that tough. He doesn't look real strong physically, except he doesn't miss any games.
Ramsey trying to get it to Thompson. 2-on-1 break. Nixon and Magic. Magic lost the handle, gets it back and fails to hit it.
That was great defense by Jimmy Paxson. He timed that beautifully, forced the pass, and got a hand on it.
Ooh. So the shooting percentage a moment ago very much in favor of Portland, yet they trail. Jabbar.
You know why that was beautiful? Magic Johnson saw Bobby Gross playing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he backed it out, and he called the big fellow in the lane, and the centers never moved to help out, and naturally, Kareem just shot over the top of it.
Michael Thompson was short, but Gross went high for the rebound to tap it in. Bobby Gross at 10 points. Gross did a great defensive job the other night against the Iceman. George Gervin held him to 16. Nixon missing. Net. Nixon on the drive up the lane. Left hands it. Oh! Net tipped it in.
Well, that's a heartbreaker. You know, I'll tell you, Calvin Nat is playing really strong physically. Here we have it right here now. The shot goes up by Norm. Good pressure by Ramsey. Here we have Nat kicking the ball back out. Now they're coming right back in here. Now watch Norman make a strong move to the hole. Here's Calvin working hard. Well, what a tough break.
You got to give Nat two, don't you? Huh?
Closest man, closest man. In the old days, you could get two.
I see. 76-6.
The guards in the first half alone between Paxson, Ramsey, and Bates, they had 31 of the 55 points. But Michael Thompson must come alive here, along with Calvin Nat. Now, they're getting it from Calvin Nat, but Michael Thompson is still within the shadows of this ballgame.
Foul is on Magic Johnson. That's his first personal foul. Only one player in the game has as many as 4, and that's Kurt Rambis. Magic still plays to the officials a little bit. He complains in about 98% of the calls, doesn't he, against him?
But it's showbiz. That's okay. He might not get it right now. He's trying for the one that's going to maybe mean the game in the last 2 minutes.
Ramsey in the land of to the Giants, and Nat is there for the rebound. There's that muscle for you.
Calvin Nat has 3 offensive rebounds this quarter for 2 field goals. But what he's doing is he's trying to pick up all the board play by himself. They need Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson is the 4th leading rebounder in this league.
Gross with the steal. Down to Kelvin Ramsey, trying to set it up. Dishes it off to Gross, has it ripped out of his hands and out of bounds.
That was a great steal by Magic Johnson. And almost a key save by Nat to go up for a layup.
I suppose Malone's having a great year, but still some of the LA people think that Johnson ought to get some MVP votes. Ramsey from outside.
There's that pick and roll again. Now that's the 4th score that Ramsey has hit on, coming off that pick and roll. Every time looking for the jumper, never going all the way.
Down to a 3-point game. Lakers 76-73 with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Here's the double team on Kareem.
Jabbar trying to get loose.
The big fella said, I've had enough of all of this fouling, grabbing me in the low hole.
I believe he got a little mad, didn't he?
Well, I think he proved the point there.
Thompson just took 1 step backwards and got out of the way. Jabbar, excellent offensive game with 20 points. Thompson missing from outside. Down quickly to Nixon. Lakers break to perfection as Cooper takes it to the hoop for 2.
That was the Laker break to perfection, but look what happens. A great save by Calvin Nat, but once again, Jimmy Paxson right there. His 6th field goal on the fast break for Portland today.
They're talking about Jim Pollard at halftime as Wilkes misses. Paxson's dad played for the old Minneapolis Lakers. Here's Paxson on the ride.
That's all right. That was a good foul. Listen, Jimmy Paxson knows that was an excellent foul by Nixon. Otherwise, Paxson is going to get this layup right here.
Easy for you to say if you're not Paxson.
Well, that's okay. But you see, Jimmy, he comes right up and they shake hands. That's part of pro basketball.
I think we've got that Jabbar dunk we're going to show you in just a moment or so when he got a little bit hot. Of course, Paxson is the older brother, I should say. John Paxson, I suppose, is the younger brother at Notre Dame, having a great season. Jim played at Dayton.
Jimmy's having a sensational year, shooting, averaging 19 points a game, shooting 76 from the line and 53 from the field.
3rd year in the league. And a great guard. He's got 14 so far this afternoon. Johnson on the outside, 80-77. Lakers by 3. Cooper got a hand in the face there from Ramsey. We'll show you that Jabbar slam again. I think that's worth looking at.
Watch the double team. Here's Gross back inside. Watch Kareem getting hit. You see he's gotten hit twice there right on the arms. Big fella says, hey, wait a second. I'm clearing out Thompson with my inside elbow, and then I'm doing my number.
That's it.
In the playgrounds, they say, let me do my dance. That's all.
Michael Cooper on the free throw line, coming back from that groin muscle pull, which has caused him to miss 2 games. He's the 6th man of the LA Lakers.
Michael does all the intangibles. He does all the dirty work, the garbage man, along with being an excellent field goal shooter and shot blocker.
Ramsey trying to penetrate, jump shooting over Nixon. A rebound, Wilkes. Outlet pass, Nixon down to Magic. Slows it down a little bit, gives it to Nixon. That is some backcourt. McAdoo is getting ready to come into the game for the Lakers. Cooper fails to hit Jabbar with the tip. Next one goes to Johnson. He's got it. And he is fouled by Gross.
I'd like to bring out right now a big point about Magic Johnson. An awful lot of people say, does Magic Johnson have to score? Well, he really doesn't have to score for this ball club. Magic Johnson right now is 21 rebounds away from 700. The magic number, 700. He is 45 assists away from the magic number, 700 assists. There's only 2 guys in the history of the game. Oscar Robertson did it 3 times in his career. Wilt Chamberlain did it once. Once Magic Johnson gets it, he'll only be the 3rd guy in the history of the game to get 700 rebounds and 700 assists.
Again, the Trailblazers turn it over and Cooper.
Well, this is what has been missing.
All right, here we go. 87-77.
Here's the Laker full court pressure now, looking for a little run and jump. Trying to get Portland to waste some time here.
Paxson trying to put a move on Nixon. Shot clock down to 5. Bates, who has come into the game. Thompson puts it up with 1 second to go. Gross on the follow. And Jabbar with the board. Baseball outlet pass down to Nixon. That Riley up on his feet to slow it down a little bit. Holds up 2 fingers.
There's a double screen.
Jabbar in the post. His 12-footer fails to go. Gets his rebound. That's a Laker bounce for you.
Kareem never saw him. As he turned around and come back, he never, and watch him catch the ball here. He makes a good baseline fake, and as he goes to make the move, Jimmy Paxson is right there. And what he did, when you're doubling back on a man, you should always go low for the ball as it hits the floor. And that time, Paxson was in perfect defensive position to take that charge.
Bobby Gross in the ball game.
Well, we have a 10-point deficit right now, and Portland needs a field goal bad right now.
Calvin Nat working the outside with Billy Ray Bates, who got the Trailblazers going late in the first period. Oh, almost threw that away. Great save by Paxson. Bates on the drive. He got slammed by Brewer. And a foul called underneath.
There's our man, Calvin Nat, once again on the offensive board. His 4th this quarter and his 3rd scoring opportunity. What we're seeing is that in their offense, Portland is doing an excellent job out of beating the man and freeing himself, whether it's off a pick or a dribble. The problem is that the Lakers are doing an outstanding job now of rotating and picking them up and forcing the next pass.
Nat is 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. He's hitting well over 50% of the year. In fact, if he keeps his percentage up, he will set a new team field goal shooting percentage record for a single season. 87-78. Way outside. McAdoo. He can hit that shot.
Well, he's done an excellent job since joining the Lakers. You know, he won a couple of ball games for them because once he gets hot, he still can do it.
Nat missing. Rebound to Brewer. Here comes Magic. Johnson at this point, 12 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 6 steals. Nixon. 15 for Nixon. 11-point lead. Biggest lead of the afternoon for the Lakers with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Portland looking for somebody to get the hot hand here before it gets too late. Thompson. He can't hit it. McAdoo almost lost it. Brewer comes up with it. Here comes Magic. You know, at his height at 6'9", looking at Johnson as McAdoo charges. At his height, he's got to have a big advantage as he comes down the court to look over the heads of everybody else.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. The majority of the guards who play him are giving him anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. That time we had beautiful defensive position by Bobby Gross, who came across. Even though McAdoo beat his man off the dribble, Bobby was right there. This is the guy that must come in the game. Michael Thompson's got to get it going. He only had 6 points in the first half on 3 out of 8 shooting. And if he can just get a perimeter game going and then allow Calvin Nat to work down inside, we can see Portland coming back.
Got 6 in the second half, too, for a total of 12. Open shot for Johnson. That's easy. That's a layup for him.
Well, Nixon and Johnson will always find a free man. And any time that you have the 2nd and 5th leading assist guys in the league, they make it easier for everybody else who's playing with you because they always find you when you're wide open.
McAdoo clearing the missed shot by Bates. Look at that little step by Magic. Bates, I think, got him from behind.
Well, Magic's giving his stutter, his shake and bake. He's giving you all his playground moves. Here he comes right now. Nice reverse dribble, keeping the ball in the same hand. When he came out of it, he switched. Here he gives you a little shuffle move now. Okay. Now he's got it together.
It's his version of the alley shuffle, I guess. Here's Nixon on the drive. Missed it. McAdoo underneath. Paxson was there. The way he could stop him was Valley.
You know, Frank, sometimes you can get too open. You know, sometimes you even surprise yourself. You blow through there. You're looking for a little defensive rotation, and you go up, and it breaks your concentration on the shot.
Well, you're constantly expecting to get hammered. If you don't have anybody there, you're ready to adjust for somebody beating on you. McAdoo on the free throw line. 37 seconds left in the quarter. 12-point lead for the Lakers at 92-80. Here's the newest of the Lakers, Klay Johnson. They just signed him the other night to replace Jordan to a 10-day contract.
Well, he was playing in the Continental League. He was one of the last guys cut from the Lakers in the exhibition season. Up in the Continental League, did an excellent job for Billings, Montana.
Bates gets the basket for the Portland Trailblazers. Been a long time between hoops for Jack Ramsey's team. Down to 16 seconds. They can use up the rest of the shot clock here as they run it down at the end of the third quarter. 93-82.
Well, we have 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Let's see if the tip-in goes.
No basket. Well, no basket.
43 red on the push will be Michael Thompson with his 4th personal foul.
Magic Johnson.
Jack's feeling the frustration right now because they just can't seem to stop them from picking up the easy scores, whether it's in the open floor or whether it's on a second shot basket. Now, this is the third scoring opportunity this quarter on second shots for the Lakers. They're an excellent offensive rebounding team. They're in the top 5 in the league. They usually average 15 second shots a game. And in the NBA, all of the good teams are excellent offensive rebounding teams.
Johnson is 6 out of 6 from the free throw line and 16 points. 1 second, there's the buzzer.
All right, good, nice opportunity. The Lakers showed good defense that time.
With the Lakers leading 95-82. That's the way it's gone so far. Big second quarter and a big third quarter for the Los Angeles Lakers after they were down by 1 at the end of the opening period.
That time they ran a beautiful slice cut from the opposite side of the floor. Magic Johnson had Billy Ray Bates at least 3 feet behind him, but we had a bad pass, a poor feed that time on the cutter.
See, for Portland, Goodmanson has come into the game. Gross is still in there, so is Billy Ray Bates. Ramsey is in there, and Calvin Nett. Lakers have Cooper, Johnson, McAdoo, Brewer. And it matters little at this point. McAdoo.
Well, Big Bob is extremely dangerous once he gets inside of the circle. He's an excellent shooter facing the basket inside of 18 to 20 feet.
Again, the Trailblazers turn it over, and the Lakers are on a roll right now. Johnson decides to do it himself.
I'll tell you, that was really a tough shot by Magic. He shot a just by body positioning and stealing the ball. Here it is right here.
Look at
Something happens off the full court press.
Magic Johnson comes up with a keep in mind.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. That was a beautiful pass by Norm Nixon. Beautiful.
Wilkes has been quiet for a while. That gives him 28 points on the afternoon. 101-82. Biggest lead of the game so far. Ball slapped out of bounds. Let's take another look at that pass. That was something that's pretty to see.
Well, here Norm is right now. He has the jumper, but he doesn't take the jumper. He passes it to another teammate. And when you have the unselfishness, with unselfishness comes big W's. And that's what they're doing here this year. With the Lakers winning their 50th game this week, it's only the third time in the history of this franchise that they have won 50 games in a row for 3 years running.
Got to start thinking about a most valuable player. So think about it a little bit. Is it going to be Wilkes? Is it going to be Cooper? What do you think? Shot missed by Paxson. Trailblazers can't get anybody hot.
No, they can't. And it's really a shame because they're working extremely hard. It's just the frustration. The ball won't drop for them when they're wide open.
Ramsey trying to penetrate. And his foul as he entered the lane by Bob McAdoo.
First team foul.
That's his first
for the Lakers.
personal foul. There's Patrick Riley, one-time star at the University of Kentucky, found himself head coach of the Lakers this year. Pat once upon a time was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Thought he wanted to be a pro football player. But he wanted to be a quarterback, and the Cowboys wanted to make him a defensive back, so he said, I think I'll play pro basketball.
Wise choice. Stayed in the league an awful long time and really made a heavy contribution to a lot of ball clubs.
Johnson inside to Cooper. 15-footer doesn't go. McAdoo with a monster rebound there.
Good hustle by Mac.
Couldn't save it from going out of bounds, and the crowd appreciates the hustle by the big man. There's just something about athletes. You can get all the scoring titles you want. You don't have that championship ring before you quit. somehow you just don't feel that your career is complete. Gross hitting that bucket.
Well, that time they ran a beautiful baseline screen for Gross. As Gross came over the top, Wilkes went for the block. Gross adjusted his shot in the air and made it. All right, here we have
Calvin McAdoo defensing him.
Well, we've seen this
There you see why.
ball games.
There you see why the buckets are padded, right?
Strong move by Calvin Nett. Good overplay. I'll tell you what, Calvin Nett has really given us some ball game, a total ball game. He's playing good defense. He's boarding for his club. He's down inside the trenches. He's really earning his keep today, and it's just too bad that he can't get the help that he needs up front on the glass.
He has 15 points and 11 rebounds. And has had a little trouble from the free throw line, where he's only 2 out of 4. Looking over the shoulder there of Jack Ramsey, third winningest coach in the history of professional basketball.
When it's going bad, it just goes bad.
Blazers lose this one. I think you'd pretty well have to say adios, don't you? To their
I do, because they'll be 5 games behind on the loss side with only 8 games remaining.
That's all they have left.
Right, it's impossible, I think. But then again, you shouldn't say it's impossible, but the percentages are very high against them making it.
Nat comes out. Thompson comes back in. Thompson, #1 draft choice some 3 years ago, missed an entire season with a broken leg, but came back strong and is now starting to fulfill some of the promise that the Trailblazers had for him. I think he was the #1 guy picked, wasn't he, that year?
Yes, he was. And he was an outstanding prospect.
Brewer trying to go inside, and Brewer played a little basketball at Portland, too.
Wow, real strong move that time by Brewer. Brewer, and when he first came in, did a good job with Cleveland. There's a great move by Ramsey. You know, it's a shame that, he's come up with that injured ankle. Oh, yes. Fingertip roll time. In traffic.
Ramsey coming back with a drive of his own, and he is fouled. Johnson with the basket. Gives him 7 baskets, 6 free throws, 20 points for the afternoon. Norm Nixon comes in, and Magic will get a rest. And a round of applause from these fans.
See, when you're a coach and you're playing against the Lakers, you are totally concerned about them fast breaking on steals and block shots. But they're almost as dangerous off of a made shot, because they get that ball in quickly to either Johnson or Nixon, and they're coming up, and usually they'll break the top of that circle within 5 or 6 seconds, and something bad is going to happen. But Ramsey can't pick up full court and put the pressure, because Calvin Ramsey, with the injured ankle, is having trouble. Right now, for the first time tonight, we're seeing a 2-2-1 3-quarter court trap by Portland.
Wilkes from the corner with that shot put of his.
Well, most zone presses, when they're down there at full quarter, 3-quarter court, will give you the jump shot from the corner. And that time, the Lakers took their patience, and when Wilkes is shooting the way he is today, it's lights out.
Gross with a pass underneath to Paxson against the basket. The last hoop by Wilkes, his 30th point of the game. Paxson has 16 for Portland. Ramsey now has a total of 19 for the Trailblazers.
Well, all young players watching this game today, you're seeing 2 of the best in the league running without the ball, and that's Keith Wilkes and Jimmy Paxson.
Gross goes sprawling, and so does Cooper. And let's see who instigated that collision.
Well,
I believe it was Gross.
Yeah. Yeah, well, here we have a back pick down there. And as Gross got picked, Michael Cooper picked up his baseline forearm and kind of held him in that area. Gross wanted to stop the play, so he went for the foul.
107 to 90. McAdoo outside. Hessig. Goodmanson grabbing the rebound. Outlet pass to Kelvin Ramsey. Brings it down. Gross on the drive. Nice move.
Well, that time
Gross
he
is
took
14.
McAdoo. Oh, yeah, he challenged McAdoo. Took him strong that time, Frank.
Wilkes with 30 points. Passing underneath to Brewer, the open man. And Jim Brewer gets his second bucket of the ball game. Wilkes continues to impress. So many games now over 20. He's got another streak going. He's over 30 in this particular contest. Goodmanson from outside, nothing. Cooper with the rebound. Nixon down court to McAdoo. High arching jumper. Brewer.
As a beautiful block by Bobby Gross. His second in this game. Bob McAdoo is getting the shots. He's really not forcing. All of those shots were good percentage shots that big fella has been making for the Lakers. Talking to Pat Riley last night, he kind of feels that he's almost in good game shape. There was a nice move by Jimmy Paxson. He looked off the defensive man with a little hesitation dribble that time.
6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Are we getting to the point where you'd call this garbage time?
Well, you know, I feel with 7 minutes to go, you're really not out of the game. I realize that you're playing him in L.A. You just can't give up. This game might be it for this ball club. You got to keep coming at it.
22 for Jabbar. Goodmanson was fouled. Going in for the basket. Cooper picks up the personal foul. There's Kurt Rambis.
Due to the fact that Milwaukee will draw a bye in the first round, if Philadelphia wins their mini-series, they will meet and run into Milwaukee along the line. And they are fighting to see who would have that home court advantage. Big ball game for Philadelphia.
Goodmanson on the free throw line hits 1 out of 2 for the Portland Trail Blazers, who are down by 16, 111 to 95. But we noticed Jack Ramsey in the huddle, very calm. You can still do it, giving him that type of approach.
Well, they gave him the full court press that time. The Lakers didn't look for the score. They were content just bringing it up and getting a good shot.
Nixon. 17 for Nixon.
See, that's what you can't do. Dr. Jack over there is really discouraged because
the turnovers will drive you crazy.
Well, of course, the ball goes through the basket, big basket by the Lakers, and then you take the ball out of bounds and you throw a turnover. Here they are, they're coming right back at you.
Thompson, outlet pass down to Ramsey. You know, talking about races, how about that San Antonio, Houston, Denver thing now? That's getting interesting. Ramsey hits.
Well, the reason why
it's
interesting because you also have Phoenix on the other side, and wherever we're talking losses now, 31 to 32 losses. Golden State, everybody's still in it.
Jabbar missing the hook and a foul called underneath. Of course, if Portland was in the other conference, they'd be in pretty good shape. The big winners are in the West this year.
Oh, definitely. They would definitely be in the playoffs. And we're saying right now, with San Antonio with 31 losses, Denver with 30, Houston with 31, Phoenix with 32, Golden State with 33. You lose 2 games here in the next 2 weeks back-to-back, you could go possibly from 3rd place all the way to 7th place.
That could happen to San Antonio, as strong as they were most of the year. Well, Thompson on the line.
Especially now that they've lost 4 games in a row.
Michael Thompson with 14 points. Well below his season average.
Well, here comes the half-court trap now. Half-court trap, it's a 1-2-2. Some people might look at it and say, well, it's a little bit of a 3-2 half-court trap. But it has a point, man. Ramsey's on the point. They've taken it off now, and they drop back, and they're matching up.
Now, you're saying 1-2-2. That is a zone, right? And a zone is not played in this league, as we all know.
Well, you're allowed to play half-court traps, half-court zone traps, as long as you keep the people out of the 3-second lane area.
Jabbar, 15-footer.
That time, the big fella had 4 people around him. 4 people were concerned with the big man.
24 points for Kareem. Some outstanding shot making in this game.
There he is. Woo! Yes.
Edmondson to the outside. Michael Thompson missing the shot. Gross hustling, trying to get the rebound. And Nixon picks his pocket. Norm Nixon, who operates in the considerable shadow of Magic Johnson in that backcourt. You get guys like Nixon and Wilkes, who'd be all pros everywhere else. On this team, with Jabbar and Johnson around, it's tough to get your recognition. Cooper, there's another guy probably being all pro.
Well, you know it's nice. The Lakers have just taken control of the tempo of the game. They wanted to run hard. They ran hard for 3 quarters. When they upped the lead, it went from 13 to 21. And now all of a sudden, every possession, they're just taking their time, running the offense, staying within it, and getting their plays, getting their shot. If the break is there, like right there, they'll take the break. If not, let's set it up, run off 16, 18 seconds on the shot clock on every possession.
Now, you've been around the league. Who do you like right now, the way teams are playing for the end of the
Well, this is the first time I've had an opportunity to see the Lakers play. And the team which I have seen, which is playing great basketball and the most consistent right now, happens to be the Celtics.
Calvin Ramsey with a long-range bomb. You saw Jeff Lamp a moment ago, number 3, check into the game from Virginia. Number 1 draft choice last year of the Trailblazers. As we said, they had 2 number 1 picks. The other, Darnell Valentine, who we haven't seen here in the second half. Nixon.
Nice pick and roll. Once again, milking the shot clock, taking it all the way down.
Nixon is 19. Wilkes is 30. There's Thompson countering with a bucket. Jabbar has got 24. Everybody scored. Magic Johnson with 20.
Well, you know, you asked a question before about who looks good. You know, a real prime contender for this overall title happens to be the Milwaukee Bucks. But Junior Bridgman and Quinn Buckner are now out for the year. And right there, you have 2 major losses to a great basketball team.
Rambis gets it right back.
The people love it. People love it. Isn't it great? No matter where you go and you watch ball games, people always love to watch the guys who are working hard. They all have true appreciation for the lunch pail, hard hat type of
blue-collar guys.
That's right.
The work ethic is not dead in Los Angeles. There's Wilkes. Cutting the cords from 22 feet. His 15th basket of the game gives him 32, 4 shy. World, the Masters next weekend on CBS. One of the highlights of the year. That's our situation with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the game. The Lakers with a 121-103 lead over the Portland Trailblazers. Notice Michael Harper hasn't gotten into the game for Portland. He started some games for them.
Oh, yes, he did, and he started for quite a while. It's interesting, but, you know, Jack is looking at this, and there are only so many positions and so many minutes.
Billy Ray Bates penetrating. Nice move to the hoop.
While we have 2 minutes left in the ball game, we have 121 to 105.
14 points for Billy Ray Bates. And the Lakers will take their time, obviously, with this lead. They will maintain their 2.5-game edge, regardless of what happens now. Seattle, of course, plays Denver in a game that gets underway later this afternoon up at the Kingo. How about Denver scoring all those points? Isn't that something?
Oh, they're doing a great job. All of the players are fitting their roles, and they're getting outstanding offensive seasons from English and Kiki Vanderway, along with Dan Issel. They're really playing great basketball.
You saw Jabbar come out of the game and take his bow. Rambis hustling to save the ball for the Lakers. 1.5 minutes. Nixon on top, guarded by Darnell Valentine. That's the key.
See, coaches are appreciating what the Lakers have been doing now in the last 7 minutes. They've been staying within their offense, running all of the options, getting wide open shots, and knocking them home. It's just like they're running a clinic here for how to play the last 7 minutes, even of a close ball game. And it's nice to see that they have that discipline rather than run up and down and play park basketball.
Verhoeven missing. Rambis with the board. Down to McGee.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little team ball for you.
It is. That's the ultimate of team play. Nixon getting it back in there and letting the young people who've just come back in the ball game get a chance to feel it and then give it up. Either take the shot or give it up. And that time we had a beautiful pass into Bob McAdoo. Beautiful.
McGee, who's in the game, of course, is #1 draft choice this year. Coming into the game for the Lakers is Clay Johnson, the young man who they just signed yesterday or day before.
Oh, this is a thrill for this young man.
Friday night, he played a game in the Continental League, and here he is on Sunday playing in the NBA.
Well, I'll tell you, he has an awful lot of moves, and you have to give him a lot of credit. All these young players who come out and they try out and they get cut, they go to the Continental League and they do an excellent job, and they never lose hope. And this is a McAdoo, a real good tribute to the CBA.
127 to 105. That league's contributed quite a few players to the NBA
it has.
in the last couple of years. I know Dallas, Brad Davis came out of there and turned into quite a player.
Well, you know what happens, Frank? Before, all of the players would go to Europe, and they'd either be playing over there in the Italian League, France, or in Spain, or even in the France or Belgium leagues. And a player would get hurt, And well, you couldn't get them back from overseas. You had no idea how they were doing. Now it's so easy. You send out your scouts. They stay on top of the CBA. You have the commissioner there, Norm Jefferson, who's doing an excellent job. The stats are on your desk every week. And you get an injury, the guys visiting you within a 24-hour period ready to play.
Cooper missing, tipped up by Rambis, no good, and a foul called underneath. Pace hitting those 2 free throws a moment ago gives him 16. 11 seconds left to play in the game. Lakers in a breeze here, 127 to 107, all but eliminating.
Mom and Dad.
Magic turned it on to Charm. That $1 million smile, or should I say $25 million smile. As Jamal Wilkes, who's had an outstanding afternoon. NBA basketball on CBS. Our executive producer, Jim Harrington. And our producer, Bob Stenner. Our director, Tony Vernon. Been a while since we've seen Tony, and it's good to be back working with him once again. Our associate producer, Bob Dunphy. And some of the other people who helped put this telecast together. Fine doubleheader. Long pass down to Cooper. Oh, McGee, goaltending. Chalk up 2 more for the Lakers to make it 129 to 109. 5 seconds to go. Bates. That's it. Bates winds up with 18 points. Jabbar, Wilkes, Nixon, Magic Johnson, all with great days.
I thought it was extremely impressive. You have to like their defense. More important, the transition.
2 points, 7 rebounds, just 4 points shy of your all-time career record. Good job.
Thank you. It's a big win for us this afternoon.
You seemed to slow down a little bit at the start of the second half. Were you worn out from 22 at the half?
Yeah, I was a little tired, but I was trying to get points in the flow of the game, and in the second half, other guys started doing it, so I was able to pick and choose a little bit.
Well, still, we brought out the point that, you had 6 scoring opportunities on the break, and we were trying to show that, Bobby Gross was trying to get to the defensive board. Were you releasing by design?
Yes, I kind of watched to see who's going to get the rebound, and they really want me out on the break. They just want me to keep the pressure on the defense. So I watched the ball, and also some of those were on steals, playing with our players. We got some loose balls, and I'm just trying to fly down the floor.
Well, with the addition of Michael Cooper, does that change your game a little bit?
Well, it allows me to play a little more freer, and to go with a little more reckless abandon, because he gives us, a good 30, 35 minutes at guard and forward, and, having him back in the lineup is just a tremendous plus.
Jamal Wilkes, the most valuable player of today's game. Next week on CBS, the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And await the playoffs, where they were knocked out early a year ago, and right now they're at the top of their game. L.A., after a slow beginning, held the lead most of the way.